that devastating series of storms last winter, people who live and work on the coast are worried about what this winter may bring.
One example is in Kennebunk, where at least 2 damaged seawalls are still in need of repair today. In our continuing series of reports on Maine's changing climate, meteorologist Ryan Brett spoke with the owner of a centuries-old family business, still waiting for those repairs to happen.
That's the scene last winter in Kennebunk during a record high tide. The scars still visible today.
It seems to me it's just being pushed off, and in the meantime, I'm the target of what's going to happen from the ocean.
Ken Mason owns the historic Seaside Inn. It's been in his wife's family since 1667.
We are now the oldest continually run family business in the country.
But now the inn stands behind a depleted neighborhood association dune and without the protection of a town-owned seawall.
It just all went that way in one giant piece and got broken up. And then it just started eating away at the dune.
As we get closer to this winter, this is just one example of cleanup from last winter's storms that hasn't even been started yet.
When you stood on the beach at the seawall, you couldn't see my inn. That's how tall the dunes were. That was just all taken away within an hour or two.
The wall, put up in 1978, was repaired 2 years ago.
It got buckled by a storm, and the town came down, because it's town-owned, the town came down and fixed it and reinforced it.
9 months after last winter's destruction, a battle over when it will be fixed.
I've sent emails to the town manager. I don't hear anything back. I'm sure they're just as frustrated as I am.
Brian Laveria, the assistant town manager and director of public services for Kennebunk, would not appear on camera but told News Center Maine in an email that the town is, quote, actively pursuing hazard mitigation funding from FEMA for both the Seagrass Lane wall as well as the Narragansett Point wall. At this time, we do not have a timeline for when these repairs will be completed.
2 years ago when it was damaged, there was a lot of surprise at the town hall that they owned it. But the fact is, the deed shows that they do own it.
Ahead of this winter, Ken is renting jersey barriers to hold back debris. But if faced with another record tide, water may surge through.
And I've talked to my son about it, and if he's going to take over one day, we always said, well, it's going to be in his generation where he's going to have to build up and do something. This came on so much faster than we thought it was going to.
For now, it's a race between the next big storm.
I just wish that FEMA and the federal government would come down and see what this is.
And a solution to mitigate the impact of rising tides. In Kennebunk, meteorologist Ryan Breton, News Center, Maine.